they really need to make sure that they aren't sitting in the same nervy and un-icy shoes as they have been. But I believe in them. Maybe I'm just a little bit of copium, but I do believe that NIP, they've got more than they can give yesterday. Seeing as, you know, on Friday's show, or rather on the Friday NIP stream, they looked phenomenal.
And they got that advantage, right? Where they did lose, but they're still in the tournament because of their Friday performance. So they had 24 hours to figure this out. Let's see what they can do. Rado and Oski are going to be the two that move upfield a ton. Nas is going to be the player most back, but that's really just his midfield role as we get a wide open net. Rezi puts it home off the Growly touch. And this was just, they kind of committed everyone. Oski tried to do a quick rotation for the challenge, but it was not there. And Rezi will get a free goal. That is the thing Ninjas have to avoid. They have a great offense. This is just that back right corner, just every place in there. When you're on offense, you need to avoid the corner plays, because even if you're on defense with no boost, it's very easy to play defense. But Ninjas is doing a good job holding possession this entire time. Finally a bad challenge. So we will get the clear out by Hogan Mode. They get the pass. Acro with the shot. Oski, big save coming out. Crawley, though, with a big miss. But the ball will stay in, and Acro's hanging around with 10 boost. He gets beat, but Rezi now on the opposite side. Hogan Mode holding great possession over this last half minute.
I really like that rotation from him as well. It made it just a little bit more awkward. And Radosin can be the man to secure the goal for NIP first. A great pass across. Oski taking that mid boost, and he can do anything from his position. Rado gives him an extra option, sends it straight down. Top corner is found. 1-1 with a minute remaining.
And there's one advantage, I think, for Ninjas is if it turns into an up and down game like we just saw there, counterattacks back and forth, Ninjas are going to be the faster team and are going to be able to capitalize. Hogan Mode has to be worried about that, and Nas with the pass out to Oski right off kickoff. Basically, Crawley just gives it up. Nas is upfield, redirects it on net almost, and Acro tried to go for it, but Oski's there for the pick.
That's a really awkward turn as well there for Acro to try and make any contact on it, because it's absolutely slammed right above the goal. He has to try it. He's low on boost. It's wonderful play from NIP and a slightly dodgy but maybe a well-orchestrated touch from Rezi to...
When Hogan Mode do get those scoring opportunities, make good use of them. It's more about putting pressure on Ninjas, make them nervous. We know when Ninjas are nervous, they don't play that well, and this is a good start. Right off the kickoff, Rezi gets a goal. Make Ninjas nervous, make them lose the match. And right here, I have no idea what they were trying to do. A double fake did not work, and Hogan Mode takes the lead.
Once that left-hand wall, Radosin goes again. Takes a little more measured. Sees one midfield. Can he work it around to him? Not quite. Acro is going to be the man to clear it away. Only as far as Oski, though, who's completely outbeaten. Radosin allows that ball to fall back down towards Nas, who so far has not been showing up in this tournament as much as we would want him to. On Friday, as I was saying, he's done a pretty good job, but there's still a huge amount that player can do, and you never want to think of a player as being that question mark on a team, but he definitely has been so far. And Acro, less of that question mark talk and more of the exclamation mark.
100 boost, has the space versus Rado in a 1v1, goes off the ceiling with the little musty as well to slot that up high. What a shot by Acro.
And it's also definitely hard to, you know, be a team that comes in thinking we should be doing everything in this tournament. We should be in that grand final almost just by default. And to not be there, you know, locked in after losing your first series, getting slammed in your first series, that's going to weigh a lot on NIP. So, you know, both sides of the sword are just as sharp as the other. Halfway through the game, Rezi towards that right-hand wall. One is central. He finds him. Growly goes for a shot up and behind Oski. Growly with a second shot. Oski with a nice in and out. Forces Acro to jump midfield. Touch round as Radosin can dunk. Rezi's going to be easily the first man to it. Nas with a dunk on him. Now Oski, time taken, and Growly from the blind spot is going to relinquish any control of the ball that he's got.
And that's what you want to do when someone has 100 boost in time. Whoever's up front just has to rotate in and just try and mess them up. And Rezi again with a win here. The 50-50 challenge goes low. He just tries to be a little bit hesitant on this play, so allow Oski to hit it right into him. Great shot there, and this is what we talked about with Hogan Mode. When you have the offensive opportunities, make them count, and so far they have, with at least 2 of the goals and then that one kickoff as well. Throughout this, we'll see if Nas can get anything done by himself here. Again, Growly, though, with the quick rotation back to avoid any of those aerial plays, has looked fantastic throughout game 2.
And that touch from Oski only finds Growly, who I don't think was expecting to receive a pass there. Now Oski's going to be going on his own. Gets it actually round everyone. I saw 2 bumps. Was there a third?
It was a mess over here. I think, was it a Growly? No, Acro just was going to get bumped by Oski, so he had to try and avoid that one. So Oski gets a little bit of a freebie, but it was because of the pressure they put on with the bump challenges. So I have a ton of space. I'm going to do flip resets and try and beat you with my mechanics. Well, you can't beat him with mechanics if the first man's rotating back and just challenge him immediately. So Ninjas is going to have to figure something out there. They have had some cases where they're going for the quick infield passes, which is what they have to do more of. They can't go for these slow freestyle plays. It's not going to work. And Hogan Mode, the team plays are coming out. They're up by a lot anyway, so it's only Nas on the back line. He gets beat, and then Rado's left, and Acro, great bump there. Hogan Mode doing everything right in this game, too.
Yeah, perfect game from Hogan Mode. They were gifted a goal early on. That might therefore have shaken NIP. But that's going to be leveling up the series to 1-1. I do always wonder about that mentality of NIP, and it's the thought of, we need to be doing more. Why aren't we doing more? Like, why aren't we able to just smash through these teams? Hogan Mode, who, I'm not too sure what their highest placement this season has been, but it's not been particularly high. They've not been mainstream, frequenters. Radosin in that back corner, low on boost, can just send it into the midfield, and Nas now moving up the pitch. He's unleashed as he goes onto the backboard. Oski's a little bit too delayed, so that's the player safe into the corner. Oski now one more, sees Nas central. Nas then can go for the shot instead, a little bit too wide. Oski the early shot, and no boost for the final man. He was in the right place at the right time, but just couldn't get high enough.
Oh, Acro used some boost on the previous play there, so he doesn't have enough. He did have like 24 in the tank, but he went for the first dive and used some to get onto the sidewall inside the net. Didn't have enough to make the save afterwards. And that's a good sign for Oski, who I think is going to need to be incredibly confident if he's going to play that third man role. And he's going to have to be that driving force now on the offensive side to get this team going.
Midfield, Radosin can't quite make a touch, and so it frees up Rezi. Both players in NIP are completely grounded, and the final man from the Hogan Mode spear can send it through the hearts of NIP. No one was able to challenge Rezi. Nobody had the boost for it. And Crowley, with nothing to his name, manages to get the leveler.
And that was all 3 members as well. We saw Chronic there. He goes for the double bump, making the players jump early, so Oski was slightly out of position for the attempt by Growly. So Hogan Mode sent all 3 to get the goal.
What a demo.
And this time, Oski with a great demo, and Rado put it on.
It's excellent vision as well from Oski. He gets that 50 win, and instead of then going for the ball, immediately Predator missile through the body of anybody who stands in his way. Rado with the relative tap in halfway through the game, and Nip secured the lead.
Like if he's hot or not, and so far in this game, he's looked fantastic, and that's exactly what Ninjas need.
Nas towards the left wall has an option in Radosin. Radosin actually does take over, shoots it. Nas gets called off the ball, and then the double save from both players in net from Hogan Mode. It then gets released. That attacking play will not last for too long until Nas has something to say about it. He then relinquishes control of the ball. Slight touch from Rezi takes it out of the path of Radosin. Oski ends up going low. Bumps 1, 2. Rado can then shoot, and another double save.
Hogan Mode is playing well on defense with these saves, but you don't want to be in that position necessarily, but they're getting the job done, keeping this within 1 goal. But Oski, again, making some plays, like out of nothing. Rado here has space, 0 boost, and gets the flick in. Hogan Mode just gives up a little bit too much. Acro misses the bump, and Rado's allowed to hit his flick.
And it wasn't a bad idea from Acro either and that's going to be a big thorn in their side. And it was a pretty open net there, I think, from NIP that they shot on, but maybe just not expecting the side to be just as open. Wanted that midfield pass to the side wall instead. And it's a lovely bump straight down. Nas is the one to finish.
Nice play here by Rado. Just controlling on the wall, and Rezi is waiting a little bit too long. Rado gets the double bump, and Nas is able to get the goal. I think Rezi had to challenge early. He had another teammate there on the back wall to recover for him.
Oh, Nas just falls onto that ball as Radosin dives in front of Oski in a great play, because Oski had no boost and Rado was already there. So I like that. The confidence play from that new player onto the squad. the only world champion on the team, so obviously not a new player at all. But Oski, after the final man is being absolutely hounded on that back line by Nas, he can just take the simple shot and guide it home.
That's great placement as well there. Oski is playing incredibly well. This is what Ninjas have been hoping for, and honestly...
And that's the thing, we didn't see the best of Gentlemates yesterday either, despite the fact that they won. They had a lot they could still do, and they left, I think, a lot of the viewers and a lot of their fans wanting. Not quite as much as the NIP fans were left wanting, don't get me wrong, but if both these teams can show up on Champ Sunday, which historically this season they absolutely have, it's going to be an absolute bloodbath, and only one can walk out.
Rado trying to make a slow play here. And Oski will continue that slow play. Rado is turning back around. Nas now 100 boost, has space. What can he do? Going up for the flip reset, just going for the aerial drive as well. Doesn't work out. Oski throws mid. Now Rado 100 boost. What can he do? Instead, a bit of a heavy touch.
It just about skims in front of the goal. Wasn't quite able to find its way with any trajectory towards it, but Radosin with a bit of boost gets the reset. Round one, but Rezi, to jump off the backboard, can be credited with that save. Now under 2 minutes and 2 goals for Hogan Mode to come back from. Rezi with 0 boost, so Radosin a complete pre-jump. And he has been a pre-jumping monster this entire day. The way that we have seen him go up and challenge the players on Hogan Mode has been scary to play against. It's not always worked, but he has always been present. And there he is again, giving no respect to Hogan Mode.
And this is what you want, offensive pressure this entire time for the past 2 minutes. And sometimes it comes down to just an errant challenge that works out and goes into that. This is why you want the ball on the opposite side of the field. You want to be on offense for as long as possible.
Wasting the clock has been a big thing so far in this game as well, where not every single play, like right now, Radosin's up on his own. They aren't necessarily expecting to score from that unless he gets a wonder goal or just a straight up smash through. Oski can get the fourth. I think Radosin bumped the last, but he was completely isolated. They aren't going all in on that play because they don't need to. There's no reason they have to. Until Radosin comes through and gets rid of Rezi, they're just trying to waste that time. If they can get a goal from it, amazing.
And now Hogan Mode as well, lay on defense, a little bit of errant touches as well, just trying to get the big clear, because they've been playing defense for so long, but they're like, we just need to boom this out. And if you mistouch those booms, it's going to turn into a wide open shot for the opposition. So Hogan Mode falling apart a bit on the defensive side, but that's because of all the pressure from this Ninja squad, because they just have so much power. They can beat you to every single ball. And we see it here again. Boost control means speed, means you hit the ball first. Oski does it there over Rezi.
And you know what? Even though Vitality have already made it, we still get the Zen touch in the LCQs. He is ever present, and that's the kind of players that these guys are wanting to emulate in their play. 5-0 for NIP so far. Sorry, 5-1 for NIP so far. And Hogan Mode a little bit too late.
Now, the only thing they can't do, Ninjas, is go into this next game and give off a kickoff goal right away. Don't give any momentum to Hogan Mode. And this last half minute as well, look, Hogan Mode gets one. And again, we praise Oski a lot throughout this match. He's doing great. Hogan Mode's got to play a little bit better on the defensive side. Don't give up those 100 boost plays where Ninjas have space. And if they do get that space, you've got to challenge immediately. Get at least one member up. Problem is Hogan Mode just hasn't had that boost control. Rezi, though, here with a big clear. Can we get the angle? The double tap? Wow. We can. Growly hits it.
That was an unbelievably hard shot from Growly. Oski jumps, he covers every near angle, he even bounces off the backboard, and yet Growly sneaks it around the side of him. A negative angle success for Hogan Mode.
Then they got a chance to claw their way back. Oski, though, has full control in this one, but Acro with a great challenge early to avoid any damage.
It's another send down long from the defense, trying to find Growly. Last time it worked out well, and this time, just the same. Growly returns the favor to Acro. He goes down pitch with the through ball into the corner. Nas can't read it, and from the blind spot, a Chronic strikes. 2-0 lead.
Growly, 2 amazing touches so far where he's got to chase the ball down and make a touch, 1 for a goal.
And you know what? The boost has been stolen, it feels like, a lot more frequently in this game. We were saying that was going to be a big part of it. And the boost gain so far is actually massive for Growly. He has got about 500 more boost grab than anybody else on the pitch so far, and we've still got a minute 20 remaining. He has been a demon in the opposite half. And then that's an own goal from Oski as Growly just continues to harass with his seemingly infinite boost.
Hogan Mode doing what BDS did yesterday. It's like, hey, if we just take the boost away from Ninjas, they're no longer the fastest team in the world, right? They cannot be that fast without the boost. It's making them uncomfortable.
From Hogan Mode into the reset though. Rezi just waits on the backboard. Nathan ends up trying to go for the ground pinch, but with 3 waiting in net, you are going to do a very good job to sneak it through.
Yeah, I'd rather Nas try and force out a rebound instead of trying for like the ultimate play of beating all 3. This time it works out. Challenges midfield early, no one expects it, and Rado gets a free goal, so Ninjas hanging around with 18 on the clock.
He goes straight from the ceiling onto Radosin. It's a lovely Evan pop from him with 18 seconds remaining. It's 2 goals to try and bring up, so are we going to see? But look at how much pressure Hogan Mode want to go into this game with.
Yeah, Rado good challenge though, like after the 50-50 though. And that is what it's going to come down to. These 50-50 plays, Nash should have this come. What just happened? Are you
I'm going to be honest, Gibbs. I was with you here.
Are you kidding me?
I thought he had that covered as well. I think he just comes off the sidewall, off the post.
I'm still just so puzzled on that goal. I'm still like thinking about like how did this happen? And I think everyone on the field is probably also thinking that, but they have to continue play. So far, Ninjas at least have been doing a good job on the defensive side to keep this to just a 1-goal game and not let this match bleed out on them. Growly, though, he's got a chance here. Oski with limited boost cannot make the touch, and Growly with the top right corner shot, and Hogan Mode trying to force Champions Field.
And a Chronic completely dusts Rados into that ball, and Oski and Nas in the back, they're both low. Nas has to go via that corner 100. Rados, it's quite a risky challenge when you don't know that you're going to be the guaranteed first man to it. And in the end, the sheer speed is what does Hogan Mode good there. Halfway through, and it has been their game entirely until one little play from Radosin can set up Oski.
And this is where you just need to scream. I feel like Rado, that this is what he comes in for. A great play by him, pass off the wall into a bump. This is where you just scream like, boys, we got this. That's the only way you can do it at this point. You know that you have no momentum, but you got to try and will it. Hogan Mode, play calm, play like a team like you've been doing, and you'll be fine. Rezi has a chance here to open up the score and some more. The pass out. Growly again. The low shot, and they're back up 2.
It's just a swarm that comes through. It was only Rezi challenging. Look how sideways and backwards Nas is. It's an awkward turn round from Growly. Actually gives him quite a good chance to save it, to be honest. And he just sneaks it underneath. Now we're dead halfway through the game, and Hogan Mode, goodness me. The performance has been much better in this one. It may well be their best game so far. Rez now tries to get a ground pinch somewhere towards the middle. Nas doesn't read that pass from Oski, so he's going to have to try and go there on his own.
Nice bump there by Oski, but Nas gets bumped out by Acro, and Acro's hunted for Rado. Rezi's going to have to beat both Oski and him, and he does! Rezi with the dunk on Oski, and Hogan Mode's here.
It's choreographed. It's beautiful. It's Rezi at his finest. A lovely dunk on Oski. Getting that reset early opens up every single avenue that he could possibly want to go down, and he chooses the one that ends in a goal. 3 to the good for Hogan Mode.
And Hogan Mode's got to be feeling it. Just keep it up. Just go for more bump plays. We see another one there by Rezi.
Wow.
And a Chronic will slot it home. A 4-goal advantage with 2 minutes left on the clock. Nas can't do anything but avoid the bump. It doesn't matter. Hogan Mode, full control.
Hogan Mode are doing to NIP what NIP did to Hogan Mode in the Coliseum. 5-1 so far. The difference is they've still got 2 minutes. It's actually a miss. Oski can get a goal back from that. 3 separating these 2 teams.
If there's any team that can come back from 4 goals, it is Ninjas when they're clicking. You know, they have one of the best offenses in the world at times. We've seen this before where they have clawed back from a 3 or 4 goal deficit. So Hogan Mode, you gave up a free one. Don't let it happen again.
I mean, so far it's been 3 goals across the board, I think, from NIP. They've let, what, 3 in that I can think of that I think, there was a very clear error on that. But, I mean, they've been taken by Hogan Mode, so can't be too upset at them. Redosin, the only man to it, can shoot, can strike. 100 seconds left stands between them and reaching Gentlemates.
What a back pass by Oski there. Back to Nas, who finds Rado in the perfect spot. A great full team play, exactly what Ninjas need. And now it's a 2-goal game with still plenty of time on the clock. So
20 seconds. Redosin now challenging again. Akron's going to wait in the midfield with a reset. Oski can get a touch. Final 15. Nas up. One dunk goes down central. The shot is missed. Redosin doesn't have the boost for it. We move to game 7 to see whose season ends here and now. And goodness me, it shouldn't be NIP season ending here, but Hogan Mode are putting forward a blooming good case for it.
Yeah, put some respect on Hogan Mode's name. They're making this a series. They found a way to claw back into this when it looked like all hope was lost. And it turns into basically beating 2 for Agro here, who will follow it up again. The follow-ups by Hogan Mode have been so exceptional. When one player beats one and then it's 50-50 challenge, they follow it up. But Nas has some space, trying to go for a bump on Growly, cannot get it. Growly push it to the corner. It's still alive though.
Oh,
More
that's
bump
good.
attempted. Rado might get the challenge, and the most turbo-like goals for Redosin happens here, and Rado puts him up 1.
The most turbo-like goal happens on Turbo's birthday with the most turbo-like player in Europe at the moment. Redosin, welcome at the reincarnation of the GOAT.
We'll see if this continues, but that 1 goal is huge.
I'm a little bit scared of these pre-jumps from NIP. They're going for them very frequently, and so far, I think I've seen 1 or 2 work out of the 6 or 7 that I've identified. And it's a play, a full pitch play from Hogan Mode. From one side to the other, up high, Resi sends it straight back down towards the man that started it all. Hogan Mode draw us level.
And we move on.
Trying to go for that Eugen special that he went for so many times yesterday. And there's so many blind spot plays. Redosin goes for double tap. Straight in, but Resi is going to be able to get rid of Redosin to, just for insulting them that he could go for it. Up nice and high. Who's first to it? Redosin on his own. The second touch will be Growly's. Oski attempts to go for a solo play here. A Chronic called into action. Oski now has to force it down central. Redosin's there! Top corner found!
Look at this control by Oski, just dribbling it perfectly around, but also gets around the ball, so he gets a little bit of a dunk on it as well. Turns that 50-50 into a pass, and Redosin is there yet again to give him the lead.
Nas is going to challenge with some more boost steals, and the plan continues. Oski on his own, caught short by a Chronic.
Now Rado will take over, throwing it mid again, and again, Ninjas past minute and a half. The ball has been in the orange half this whole time.
Another boost steal.
Needs to find a way out, but they can't. Oski again up in the air. Growly last man back. Big save on Redosin. Nas with the shot. Redosin with the redirect. He gets his hat trick.
Oski screaming on the cameras as well. He steals it from Nas. Actually, no, he taps it back behind. Akra was saving that. The vital hat trick at the death. And with 10 seconds left, Hogan Mode need everything, and it doesn't look like they're going to get it. It was an incredibly well-fought battle. The team at the end of the season in the LCQ that finally showed up, but not quite enough. Ninjas in Pyjamas progress through to face off against Gentlemates.